to day 3 on Nightstar. So I do have most of these clips sped up in a time lapse. So I noticed that I could hear a balloon and I didn't have a slingshot, so I went ahead and made that. And I got a DIY that I don't have. Alright, and I'm gonna put on my t-shirt. This is one of my favorite shirts to order off the Nook Stop. Typically, when I first start the game, I like to look for fossils, look for the message in a bottle, and hit the stones. Here, I noticed that Red was on the island. Here I am running around the island looking for fossils. I try to stick to one task at a time, so if I'm looking for fossils, I run around trying to find all the fossils before I move on to anything else. I found the message in a bottle and another DIY recipe that I don't have. I want to try and fill up the museum with fossils and fish that I don't have. So I'm trying to catch a fish here. And I fail. I'm not good at catching fish at all. So we'll see how that goes in filling up the museum. And here's another fish. I get too impatient and I hate when I do that. So my fishing rod broke and I'm just gonna see if I can make a new one. Looks like I still need some more items. I like to drop off my stuff for Blathers and Timmy in front of the building. So Blathers, I put it on the right side, and for Timmy, Tommy, for the shop, I like to put in front of Resident Services. That way I know it goes where, and it clears up some space in my pockets. So that's what you see me doing here. And you can't forget the money hole. So here I'm shaking the orange trees because I wanted to plant some more. I only have 3 since I only got 3 pieces of fruit. And you also see me picking up lots of weeds to clean up the island for when I'm looking for things or trying to place things down. They're out of my way. Alright, so I was actually looking for a wasp at that time. I remembered that I didn't have one, so I went and shook the trees up until I got one. And I I decided to go fishing. So I'm looking for more fish to fill up the museum. If I don't fill up the museum with fishes or fossils, it's not a big deal. It's just an accomplishment I do for myself. So I don't know if you've noticed, but my house is upgraded. I did get it upgraded from a tent to an actual house. And that means my villagers should have houses instead of tents too. So since I'm just starting out this game, I try to sell as many items as I can, just so I can get more bells and pay off the loan and expand the house. So I can hear another balloon, and I got this one in one try. Unfortunately, my pockets are full, so I had to swap it for something. And another DIY I don't have. So when you're first starting the game, you won't have any DIYs, so it's really nice that every DIY you get is a new one. And I remembered that I have those oranges in my pocket, so I'm going to go ahead and plant those so I can get some more orange trees. Since cherries are my native fruit, which means they're the fruit that grows on my island when I first start the game, if I pick all the oranges and I sell them to Timmy or Tommy at the shop, I will make twice as much. And I noticed that I had some items in my pocket that I can put inside my house in storage. So here I'm dropping all the tools, and I'm picking up the weeds for more space so I can drop everything in my pocket and pick up all the items that I have for Blathers. And once I pick them up, I will bring them in and give him what I can. Alright, since there is a lot of dialogue, especially in the beginning of the game, I do speed through most of it. I try and leave some of it up and, able to read, not time-lapsed or anything, just for the people who haven't played or aren't too familiar with the game. And now I'm picking up all the items that I'm going to sell to Timmy or Tommy. I'm not sure which one it is actually. Alright, so here Tom Nook is talking to me about the house. And here's where Timmy was talking to me about actually building the Nook shop. So I'm just skipping through that dialogue. He does ask for 30 pieces of hardwood, 30 pieces of softwood, 30 pieces of regular wood, and 30 iron nuggets. So here I'm looking for something that I don't have and something that would be beneficial to have right away. So I really hate flipping through the tools. I decided to buy the tool ring. This will just make it so much easier to get the tool I want without looking through my pocket. Alright, so since Timmy talked to me about opening the shop, that means I need to hand him the items that he's asking for. So I'm picking up some weeds just so I can sell them and make some more bells. That way I can pay off that loan. I'm picking up the rest of my items. And I'm going to be hitting the rocks. Rocks is where you get stone, clay, and iron nuggets. I didn't get the maximum amount of items I could have gotten for this rock because those weeds do take up space. I should have picked them up beforehand, but I didn't notice them. So here's my second rock, and I'm going to do the same thing. I can hear another balloon, so I'm going to try and get that. And I'm waiting for it to fly over the river, that way it doesn't fall in. So now I'm just chopping at the trees with the stone axe. Stone axe doesn't cut them down. When you use the iron axe, that will actually chop the whole tree down. So I'm just using the stone axe just so I can get the wood, and every time you hit a tree, you only get 3 pieces of wood. So it looks like I still need some more wood before I have all 3 pieces of wood in 30, the amount of 30, for Timmy to build the shop. So I need to build another axe, but I remembered that I need more sticks. So I'm just shaking all the trees to get as many sticks as I can. Alright, so I noticed that I have some extra items in my pocket that I don't want to sell, so I'm just putting them in storage to get them out of the way. And if you're new to Animal Crossing, the reason that I'm digging these 2 holes behind me is because when I hit the rock, whether you're using a shovel or the axe, it throws you back, and those holes will keep you in place so you can get as many items out of the rocks as possible. Alright, now that I got all the pieces of wood that Tommy's asking for, Timmy, I go ahead and just give them to him. And I'm just double checking to make sure I gave him all the pieces of wood that he needs and see what I need left. And here's where he's telling me that I need 30 iron nuggets. Now on your island, there are only 5 rocks, and you can't really choose how many pieces of iron or stone or clay or anything that you're going to actually get from it. It's just random. So since I've already went through and hit all my rocks on my island, and I only have 12, I won't be able to finish the Nook shopping? The shopping center? No. Nook Stop. I won't be able to get the Nook shop open. The other thing I am terrible at when it comes to fish is aiming myself so that way I can get the fishing hook in front of the fish. Now I noticed that I had quite a few Nook Mile tickets and I wanted to redeem them to get some more pocket space. Having only 2 rows of pocket space is kind of hard to deal with when you're used to having, 4? I think it's 4 at like the maximum capacity that you can have. So here I'm just running around the island trying to clean some things up. I am trying to get a 3-star island, that way we can begin some terraforming and some designing. So I noticed here on the billboard that it says that there's a fireworks show at 7 p.m. So I decided to go see what it's about. I've never seen it before. And I see a scorpion. So I try and catch him and he ends up following me. And I'm trying to get away. And I turn around thinking, haha, gotcha. Nope. I end up getting stung. I am terrible, terrible, terrible at catching them. I think I've only caught one once. And here is where I wanted to see what items I could get from Red and how many, to see if there was a pattern or if the items changed, if the items were a different color. So here I am placing everything down that I can that I got from Red because I want to see exactly what it is. And I freed up some space, so I decided to go get some more items from him and see what I can get. And here I am just placing all the items on my island. The reason I'm doing this instead of keeping them inside my home is so that way I can get a 3-star island. I won't know my star rating until Isabelle comes to the island, and she's not there yet, but the more items you have, the more decorated the island is, and the higher star rating you will get. And I was running around my island with a pink balloon for a while, so I cut the clip. Nothing interesting happened. And I'm waiting patiently for this balloon to come closer, and it falls into the water. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, leave a comment, or subscribe if you enjoyed. I hope to see you next time on my new video for day 4 on Nightstar.